Harry, it's story time now. We're going to read a story to the girls. Harry, come on, sort your love out. Come on, get yourself organised. Right, okay. Hi, girls. Just sorting him out. So, now this horrible lockdown thing's happened again, we thought we'd read a story to you and say hello. It's Friday, so it is the weekend, so Mummy and Daddy will be around and you can all be nice, happy family together. But anyway, so I'm a bit short on books because we read a lot last time, but I still got my big Mr. and Miss Big Book, whatever it's called. Sorry, Nanny's going a bit funny. She's, anyway. So today, I thought, I've even got, look, a little Mr. Men and Miss whatever they are, bookmark. And today, we are going to read Little Miss Bossy and the Magic Word. So let's find out what Little Miss Bossy has to do today. Little Miss Bossy is just too bossy, so Mr. Small and Little Miss Magic decided to teach her a lesson. Little Miss Bossy is bossy, bossier than the bossiest person you know. She is also very rude, nearly as rude as Mr. Uppity, which is very rude indeed. She never says please and she never says thank you. Like the time she met Mr. Sneeze. A tissue, sneezed Mr. Sneeze. Stop sneezing, ordered Miss Bossy. I can't. A tissue. Help it, replied Mr. Sneeze. Nonsense, said Miss Bossy. And like the time she tripped over Mr. Small. You're too small, exclaimed Miss Bossy. Grow up. I can't, said Mr. Small. Then get out of my way in future, ordered Miss Bossy. Like the time she met little Miss Chatterbox. Good morning, said Miss Chatterbox. Lovely day, isn't it? Just the right weather for a walk. Talking about the weather. Be quiet, ordered Miss Bossy. Oh, she's not very nice, is she? It was Mr. Small who decided that something had to be done. He went to see Little Miss Magic, and once he had explained the problem, she agreed to teach Miss Bossy a lesson. And I think I know just how to do it, she replied. Poor Mr. Sneeze, poor little Miss Chatterbox, and poor Mr. Small. The next day, little Miss Bossy bumped into Mr. Greedy. You're too big, she cried. Lose some weight. At the same time, little Miss Magic, who had followed Miss Bossy, muttered a very magic word. And do you know what happened? Of course you don't. But you do now. Who are you calling big? Laughed Mr. Greedy. You ought to look at yourself. Little Miss Bossy was lost for words. As soon as Mr. Greedy had gone, Miss Magic muttered some more magic words and Miss Bossy returned to normal. Further down the lane, Miss Bossy passed Mr. Cheerful's gate. He was painting stripes on his house to cheer it up. That looks ridiculous, snapped Miss Bossy. Paint over those stripes. Little Miss Magic whispered the very magic word again. Mr. Cheerful started to chuckle. You ought to look at yourself, he laughed. Oh no, she's got stripes on her. Miss Bossy did. She was covered in stripes. From her hiding place, little Miss Magic smiled to herself. Next, she met little Miss Splendid. What a stupid hat, she said. Go and put on something more sensible. Miss Magic uttered the magic word again, and I'm sure you can guess what happened next. Speak for yourself, said Miss Splendid, bursting into laughter. And for the third time that day, little Miss Bossy was lost for words. She's got the hat on. Just then, Mr. Small came along. Have a nice day, he asked. Mind your own business, Pipsqueak, snapped Miss Bossy. And who are you to call me Pipsqueak, said Mr. Small and chuckled. Haven't you learnt your lesson yet? She's gone really small. Miss Magic came out from behind the tree where she had been hiding. Oh, it's you, squeaked Miss Bossy. Turn me back into my proper size. You have to say the magic word, replied Miss Magic. Abracadabra, squeaked Miss Bossy. No, that's not the magic word I was thinking of. I'm sure you know what the magic word is, But it took Miss Bossy a bit longer to think of it. Please, she said eventually. And did she learn her lesson? Well, she learnt one lesson. Little Miss Bossy is still just as bossy as ever, but at least she now says, please, go to sleep, please. Well, guys, that was a different story, but it does mean that you should say please and be nice to people, shouldn't you? Because that's how everybody in the world makes each other happy. Anyway, we will hopefully get some other books if we're going to do a few more story times. I hope you have a lovely rest of the evening and a good weekend. Bye. Bye. Say bye, Harry.